I bring this up because it was so interesting, the amount of weight we placed on it, questioning how could this be true. Welcome back to one's journey of unwinding the mind and, of course, your daily microdose. Now tune in to the latest episode of One's Journey. Today I want to talk about counterfeit happiness. And I want to do it through counterfeit money. I want to talk about a story about something that happened to Patrick and I not that long ago, and how it hit me, how similar it is to finding happiness in the illusion versus finding happiness knowing that you're actually outside of the illusion. So we were going for a normal walk. We go for a walk almost every night, although I'll say this past week we have not, but we're going to get back into it. But we're walking along, and it was a time that I was still struggling with money. And meaning trying to figure out pay bills, pay off this, pay off that. And I was like, oh, I need a new pair of Birkenstocks. And right now money felt that there wasn't that space for it. And we're walking along and we go by this opening to this parking ramp, and right in front of me, literally right after I was talking about getting a pair of Birkenstocks, there was a $100 bill on the ground. And I'm like, no way. And I pick it up and I look around, and Patrick and I kind of discuss, and I'm like, wow, $100. And I immediately am like, oh my gosh, should I give this to the homeless people, or is this something that I received because of my Birkenstocks? We go into this whole thought process about, us receiving this as a gift, or, we try to put some sort of story behind it. So I put it in my pocket. And later on, we're still talking about it and questioning it. And I'm like, well, what if it's even real? What if it's not real? What if this? What if that? What if someone lost it? All of the above. And sure enough, later on, I look at the $100 bill. Thank goodness I didn't give it to a homeless person or anyone, or try to use that at a store, because it literally says on it, it's a movie prop money. But I bring this up because it was so interesting, the amount of weight we placed on it, questioning how could this be true. And it could have turned out to be a genuine $100 bill, but that wouldn't fit with my story. So the way in which that relates to happiness within the illusion is when we receive happiness that is illusion-based, meaning it is because of something outside of us. So even me finding that $100 bill, if I would have all of a sudden only been happy because of that and would have lost my happiness when I realized it was counterfeit, which did not happen, I was just like, oh, okay, well, I'm grateful I didn't give it to, say, a homeless person or try to use it at a store, because that's a whole nother journey there. But I wasn't like, oh man, now I'm never gonna be able to get a pair of Birkenstocks and I'm a bad person, and, go down that whole rabbit hole. But that's how happiness in the illusion works. Think of a time where you were so happy because you finally got the thing you wanted, or you found the relationship you were seeking. Whatever it was something outside of you. Did you have that question in the back of your mind? Is this too good to be true? Just like we did with that $100 bill? And the reason why is because we know subconsciously, maybe not consciously, I think we're all on this journey together and we're understanding more and more that our happiness isn't outside of us, but we've always known that subconsciously. So our subconscious kicks in and is like, this is too good to be true, right? The other shoe will eventually drop, that this is not the happiness you were seeking. And that is the direct representation of counterfeit happiness in true happiness. So when you find that state of true happiness that isn't dependent on the illusion, you don't question it. It just is, because it's not dependent on anything else. It's your innate state of being, which I talk about is love and peace and eternal happiness. But when we seek and we obtain happiness outside of us, because it happens, we get small bursts of dopamine happiness or external gratitude within us throughout living in this illusion. But the difference is we never are able to fully just accept it, Because subconsciously we know it's not going to be forever lasting, and that it is truly too good to be true, because it's not, in fact, true happiness. It's counterfeit happiness. It's something in the ego illusion that helps keep you distracted from the true happiness. Just like counterfeit money keeps you distracted from true money. People who, granted, we found a movie money, right? So that's purposely made for movies. But people who make counterfeit money, because it's a legit thing, is because they're not doing the steps to make real money. Real money. Again, the illusion's real money. So they're creating something that anytime they know, they could get caught, right? They're constantly looking over their shoulder. They have to make sure to go through all these steps to use it at certain stores that aren't going to question it and blah, 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 because they know it's not true. They know it's not real money. And that's just within the illusion, right? That's counterfeit and real within the illusion. But we go a step further, or outside, or whatever you'd like to say, and we go from happiness within the dream, within the illusion, to happiness outside. So happiness within the illusion, we question. And again, we question it for valid reasons, because subconsciously we know it is not the happiness that actually is truth. It is illusion-created happiness based on things outside of ourselves. But if you've ever experienced that happiness where you're just like filled with joy and love, and you try to rack your brain of like, why am I so freaking happy? And we're so trained to rack our brain for external things, but you can't find it. So then you just don't question it. You're just like, okay, well, this is wonderful. Because there's no reason to question it, because you know it's not based on anything but yourself, but your state of being within, instead of something outside yourself that can be impacted. So again, that is counterfeit happiness. Counterfeit happiness is the happiness that we find within the illusion, and that is why we always question that happiness. Subconsciously, we know it is counterfeit happiness. Just like the counterfeit money. We have been taught that there is counterfeit money out there. And for me, I tend to go to that place when it's $100 bill laying on the ground, because that is not common, right? That is not something that would regularly appear. So then I question it. And sure enough, it is. It is not true money. Just like the person who is creating counterfeit money, they're constantly looking over their shoulder. They're constantly having all of these plans of how they're going to use this fake money. Just like when you are seeking counterfeit happiness, you have to have all these strategic plans, and things have to align perfectly. And even when they do align perfectly, it is very short lasting, because it's not actually ever the happiness you are truly seeking. But the happiness outside of the dream, true happiness, the legit, I am the dreamer of the dream, I am eternal love, peace, and happiness, we don't question. There's no reason to question it, because it's our innate state, and when we experience it, we know it. We know that there is no external influences causing this, therefore, it just happens. It just is. I hope this video was helpful for you in relating counterfeit money to counterfeit happiness, or happiness within the ego illusion, and how that really aligns with true happiness. So when you find yourself questioning and waiting for the other shoe to drop, it's an opportunity to take a step back and bring awareness to, oh, is this because this is happiness that I strategically lined up based on the illusion, or am I actually attempting to obtain or obtaining that eternal happiness that nothing outside of me can impact? Because one is counterfeit and one is truth. What other relations do you have with counterfeit happiness and real happiness, counterfeit money and real money? I would love to hear. Keep sharing, keep sharing. And as always, if you have any recommendations to a video, please share. Have an amazing rest of your day. And as always, again, remember you are worth it. And I am so grateful for you. Bye.